Ben Orton's arrogance made me think of the Clintons in 2016. Since the left is still throwing a fit, I have said this often, but if you want to listen, the president has the most power overseas. The military is the ultimate authority, and thanks to Obama's words, but refusing to think before he acted, he just assumed the threat was enough, had left the world at high risk for war. Hillary claimed in 2008 that she voted for war in Iraq to give George W. Bush more authority in negotiations. Either she lied in 2008, or she was fine with endangering our troops, leaving them at the mercy of Saddam Hussein's capricious attitude, hoping that he would do the same thing. It was clear you don't send 65,000 troops overseas to sit in the desert and not intend to use them. If Hillary seemed to think, according to 2008, that they should be used as pawns, the military. She failed to consider the needs of the men and women in the military. Their families were disrupted, kids separated. If she honestly believed this was the wrong thing to do, she should never have considered voting for it, not just for a negotiation standpoint. I still believe it was necessary. I still do. But not because of what Bush said. It's because of what I thought, what I saw, what I knew, what I educated myself for. I understood what the hell was going on, what I was likely to be leading us down, and I took responsibility. I didn't just assume that George Bush was doing the right thing. We have free will. You should own it, not give it up. After you vote, you just don't lose your responsibility. It is up to you to be informed. And when it comes to lives, and as far as I'm concerned, the military is the best of us. They risk everything, and they ask for nothing. They are far more priceless than any person in Washington, D.C., or the media. I do not want a dictatorship, but I do understand character matters. I am not happy with Trump's character flaws. Had I a sane choice, I'd have loved to have voted for one. I was denied that. I remember in 1992 was the first time I could vote. Just once in my life, I'd like to vote for someone instead of settle for the least disgusting person to run. Sadly, at 50 years old, I'm no longer sure that will ever happen. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. The attempt is to start a discussion and get people to think about human behavior from the perspective of the closet. How this might lead to problems that make friends or partners or even business relationships difficult. I can understand why some would dismiss this effort. I find reminders in how the characters behave with memories of my own experiences and then explore that aspect. It's meant to start people to think. It is not meant to imply I am right. If you do not share the ideals with others, then how will you know if you're right? When talking, the focus should be on challenging and exposing your ideals, not in changing other opinions. That would only lead to frustration, since the only person you can change is yourself.